Muirfield Village was designed, built and opened by Jack Nicklaus in 1974. And Nicklaus, of course, is the non-playing captain of the American team. Jack's magnificent Muirfield Village, named after the ancient Scottish links where he first won the Open Championship, lies a few miles northwest of Ohio's capital, Columbus. It is not just a golf course. Here we have a huge residential complex, palatial homes nestling alongside the fairways. It is truly a rich man's paradise. And the clubhouse, well, that's built to match. No expense spared wherever you look. And just inside the doors, there's a tribute to the man whose dream it was and whose determination to make it work is still talked about with admiration. Two huge glass cases are packed with the glittering prizes that reflect the brilliant career of Jack Nicklaus. But the ultimate tribute to Nicklaus is his beautiful, immaculate golf course, which he had sculpted out of rough land, which cost him years of effort and at one time even threatened to bring him to financial disaster. But it's now a masterpiece in grass, sand and water, and rated one of America's top 10 courses. In every way, this is a golfing occasion of intense international significance. For once, the Americans are the challengers. Great Britain and Europe, victorious at the Belfry in England 2 years ago, are now the target for an attempted American comeback. Every bit as important to them as it was for their yachtsmen to recover the America's Cup. The opening ceremony and the tranquility of the place shattered by American razzmatazz. So the stage now set for the two captains. For Europe, Tony Jacklin.
I would like, if I may, to introduce my team for you. I'll start with, from Scotland, Sam Torrance. From England, Howard Clark. From West Germany, Bernhard Langer. From Scotland, Sandy Lyle. From England, Nick Faldo. Good old Ireland, Eamon Darcy. From Scotland, Ken Brown. And from Wales, Little Woozy, Ian Woosnam. From Scotland, Gordon Brown Jr. And from Spain, Jose Maria Olazábal. Also from Spain, Jose Rivero. And last but by no means least, also from Spain, Severiano Ballesteros. May the best team win. Good luck, Jack.
Andy Bean. Mark Calcavecchia. Ben Crenshaw. Tom Kite. Larry Miles. Larry Nelson. Dan Pohl. Scott Simpson. Payne Stewart. Curtis Strahan. Al Sutton. And Lanny Watkins. I couldn't have 12 finer players or 12 finer gentlemen. Thank you.
But the awful thought must have crossed Jack's mind. He could be the first American captain to lose the cup on American soil, on his own course, in his own hometown. And so to Friday, the first day, foursomes in the morning, where alternate shots are played. Those foursomes at one time looked grim for Europe. We were down in all 4 games. In fact, we lost the first 2 matches. But suddenly, there came a transformation in match number 3. Faldo and Woosnam really had a tough time over the front 9. They went out in 40, and at that point, after 9 holes, they were 4 down. They then proceeded to win 5 of the next 8 holes, and coming to the 18th, they were 1 up. But they were in the bunker with the second shot at the 18th, and here's Ian Woosnam now trying to get out of the bunker. What a wonderful shot by Woosnam. Puts it just a foot or 2 away from the hole. And now Lanny Watkins has got a longish putt for a birdie 3 here, but if he gets this, he squares the match. Downhill, lips the hole, and stays out. So now they've played 3 apiece, and here is Larry Myers to try to get the 4. And it falls away to the left, and so what might have been a 3 now turns into a 5, and a half is going to be good enough for the Great Britain and Europe pair, Faldo and Woosnam. And Lanny Watkins comes over and shakes hands and concedes the match and the putt. And so Faldo and Woosnam, after being 4 down with 9 to play, bring off a remarkable win, winning by 2 holes. Well, that will have pleased the European skipper, Tony Jacklin. Now then, in the final match, Ballesteros and Olazabal are playing against Nelson and Stewart, and they come to the 18th, 1 up. But now Ballesteros has to play this second shot out of the bunker. He makes good contact. And a soaring shot lands safely on the 18th green. And a half is going to be good enough for Ballesteros and Olazabal. This has been a close match all the way against Larry Nelson and Payne Stewart. Here is Payne Stewart now to play the second shot. And he doesn't play it well, he cuts it. And that lands in the deep rough up the back of the green and gives his partner, Larry Nelson, now what looks on the face of it to be an almost impossible shot. And Nelson now is faced with this downhill shot with no green to play with. And it doesn't for a moment look as though it's coming out of the long grass. It does. And trundles its way down. A really quite remarkable shot by Nelson in the circumstances, and even Tony Jacklin must applaud that. But now Olazabal, the third shot, a long putt across this sloping green. Big break there, coming off the bank. Look at this. And believe me, that is a very, very fine putt indeed from where he was. So they've played 3 apiece. It's Ballesteros to putt. And if he can get it in, the match is over. A really fine, steady putt from Ballesteros on the final green. And so Ballesteros and Olazabal, the Spanish pair, beat Nelson and Stewart by 1 hole, which means that a morning that could have gone very badly against the Great Britain and European team has turned out remarkably well, and the morning ends with 2 points apiece, 2 matches apiece. And so to the afternoon 4 balls, where each man plays his own ball. 3 of Europe's morning losers have gone. Torrance and Clark have been replaced by Brand Jr. and Rivero, and Brown's place alongside Langer has been taken by Sandy Lyle. Europe are beginning to go well. They're down in only 1 of the matches, the Lyle-Langer pairing, and only 1 down at that. Woosnam and Faldo are again having an extraordinary match. They've halved every 1 of the first 10 holes. Now on the par 5 11th, Woosnam gets lucky with his second shot.
Woosnam goes for this par 5 green and 2, Jim, and looks like he hit it right over where Dan Pole did.
Into the trees, but look what happened. There you go. You'll see in a moment it popped out onto the green, and there it is rolling toward the hole.
Well, what a year he's had, Peter.
Yes, he's had a wonderful season. He's won over £500,000 in the last 3 years, which are terms of tremendous.
All right.
And with stuff like that, a fortunate break out of the bushes to get out of the trees, but a 3 and 1 up.
Here's a good look at that 12th hole, Jim. Faldo plays a shot in there. It's depending on the wind, could be any kind of shot, 7-iron to 4-iron, something in between there.
Just about got on. Faldo and partner Ian Woosnam now 1 up on Hal Sutton and Dan Pole.
Of all the Americans on the team, Jim, he's the one that's had the best record here at the Memorial Tournament. Or maybe that's why.
Well, that could get him back in it pretty quickly.
Here's Nick Faldo putting at the 12th. This long putt for a birdie 2. Ian Woosnam 1 up on Sutton Pole. Struck it well. Oh, that one fairly rattled into the hole, straight up the hill and in. And that's a body blow for the Americans there, because Sutton had played a beautiful tee shot some 4 or 5 feet from the hole, and he must have felt that he would at least have a putt.
Hal is not known as one of the better putters. He hits an awful lot of fairways and greens and good shots, but if you said any weakness, it might be that he doesn't putt as well as some of the other American players.
Caught the edge, and there, that really was, I repeat myself, a body blow for Sutton and Pole, because he did play a lovely tee shot, but now 2 down.
Back to 14 and longer.
This is one of the classic cases of match play, particularly at this level. You really mustn't, particularly in a 4-ball, lose holes to pars.
He's putting downhill, Peter. He cannot hit an extremely aggressive putt.
No, it was a great putt, and a very crucial putt.
Woosnam and Faldo 2 up, and here we are with Nick at the 13th.
Nicely played shot indeed. That looks like a cast iron 4, but his partner,
Very close.
Woosnam's very close. Yeah, that's conceded. So the European side has 4.
Here's how we stand. Bean and Calcavecchia 1 up after 14. But then it's Brandon Rivero 3 up after 13. Woosnam and Faldo 2 up after 12. And Ballesteros and Olazabal 3 up after 11. Now Ballesteros at 12. This to have the hole. Going for a birdie. Tom Kite has just birdied it for the United States. So the Americans now have picked up 2. And the last 2 holes are just 2 down instead of 4.
You're up 3. Europeans are now.
We're on the 16th tee now with Gordon Brand and Jose Rivero going against Ben Crenshaw and Scott Simpson. That is Scott Simpson, very close to the hole, and look at this one, almost as close.
And back over to the 14th.
.363 yards, this par 4. Grassy hollow to the right, little stream running all wonders through the course.
Great shot.
And that's a
Marvelous shot by Ballesteros. They're 2 up over Curtis Strange and Tom Kite. Now Rivera at the 16. This for the match. And 1 point more for Europe.
All away. That's the 3, so Scott Simpson has a short putt to win the hole with a birdie 2. keep the match alive.
And keep it alive.
Oh, hell well. So that's,
Well,
that was a nervous one. First point of the afternoon goes to the European side.
Seve has this for birdie. There he goes again.
Did you say that's the icing on the cake?
There.
It's been a bad afternoon for the American side. This could be a sweep by the European team now.
So Langer and Lyle have gotten even on Bean and Calvecchio, and the Europeans have already won one and are leading in the other two matches.
We're on the 17th hole now with the diminutive Ian Woosnam right here from Wales. His team, he and Nick Faldo, the British Open champion, are 2 up over Al Sutton and Dan Cole.
That's really a beautiful shot under the circumstances. Puts an awful lot of pressure on the Americans to get the ball somewhere close, because that ball's about 15 or 18 feet to the left of the hole.
Just off the edge there. Yeah, on the first cut.
He's played a low shot. It's going to carry all the way back there.
He played a
Good
beautiful shot.
Yes, indeed. That for a birdie that conceivably could keep this match alive. Okay, this was Ballesteros just a minute or so ago at 15 for a birdie. He and young Olazabal 2 up. This was to have the hole, however, at this point. And that man is tough, I'll tell you.
Birdies at 14 and 15.
So they remain 2 up. This for a 1-up victory for Langer and Lyle over Bean and Calcavecchio. Tony Jacklin again there. There it is. And they trailed until the 17th hole.
That's like stealing a point there. As Peter said a little while ago, when you start losing these holes to pars, that's not good when you're playing best ball.
So now the score is Europe waving the British flag. Therefore, the United States 2, and 2 matches still to be decided, but they lead in them. This is Ian Woosnam for a birdie. That would have been it.
That would have slammed the door right on your hands there. Now Dan has to make his to stay alive.
There goes another point. This match is over. Europe 5, the United States 2. On home ground here. Europeans won 2 years ago on the other side of the ocean. So the days of easy American dominance are finished. But that's obvious.
They've never won here before, but you may be watching them the first time.
This is Tom Kite from 145 yards getting ready to play. 8 iron.
His side are 2 down and 2 to play against Ballesteros. Olazabal, and he doesn't want that ball to fade away to the right.
Pretty good shot right
Pretty
there.
good shot indeed. Lovely shot. Well, there are 2 of them. Peppered the flag. 2 lovely shots. A lot of fight still left in Strange and Kite. Now, what can Seve do? But Seve at the Belfry 2 years ago had a tremendous battle, I think, in the singles with Tom Kite. So they know each other's skills pretty well.
He just can't afford to put this ball over the green in that bunker, Peter. He's got to leave it short of the hole.
Ballesteros' second shot to the 17th. 2 up, 2 to play. And that was a little cagey one. Not one of Seve's boldest at best, but safely on. But the United States have 2 putts to Seve's 1. And from much closer range.
The
two coins on the middle of your screen there are the two American balls. They both have putts for birdies as well. But if Seve can get this in, it's all over. Never bad. And thank you very much. It's been a lovely day. Glad we came. And Seve is quite extraordinary, and the captain goes berserk. Seve says it is nothing. What a day, a memorable afternoon. A great fight back this morning, and then a clean sweep in the afternoon, and things are really hotting up.
The Americans whitewashed. It took some believing, but there it was on the board. And Europe's team, backed by Johnny Walker, now had more than a glimpse of the victory they sought. At the end of that dramatic opening day, Europe 6, United States 2. On Saturday, the format was the same. They're playing foursomes in the morning, and Captain Tony Jacklin has brought back all 4 of Friday afternoon's winning pairs. Noticeably, the only pairing Nicklaus has kept is Strange and Kite. And they're the only American pair in the lead. This second day produced some of the finest golf in the entire match. Ask Watkins and Nelson. Their opponents, Lyle and Langer, are playing some of it.
Now the 13th green. This is Bernhard Langer. Now, he and Sandy Lyle are one up on Lanny Watkins and Larry Nelson. This for a win on this hole, put them 2 up. He hit it. There they go. Bernhard Langer.
For a man that doesn't putt very well, he seems to make a lot of putts every time I watch him.
Yes, he does. And now they've gone to 2 up. United States in deep trouble here, down by 6 points to 2, trailing in 3 other matches, leading in 1. Up on 17, we're told that Rivero and Brand have conceded on the 17th green. So there you go, there you go. There's the scene. Curtis Strange and Tom Kite win the first point of the day. The score now is Europe 6, the United States 3.
That's the first match we've won since yesterday morning's second match.
And that is the way they stand. Now, on 14, here is young Senor Olazabal with a trouble shot.
Looks like he may be in the hazard zone, so he can't ground his club, but you don't want to so much when the ball is in tall grass. He'll place sort of a little bunker shot here.
You may touch the grass, right, but not ground the club.
Correct. If it gets back,
come back.
Watch this.
Look at this. Little bank shot there.
I think it's Slick McBride is the superintendent here. It should be his name.
It will be his name from now on. And Ben Crenshaw, 35 years old. Hard to believe that he's 35.
That he's one of the veterans, yes. If you keep playing in these things, it'll make you a veteran and feel older. One thing all great putters have, Jim, is a lot of imagination and to imagine just exactly how fast this is going to be. Now watch, he'll take a nice, long, slow swing, yes. Now watch this break and start to pick speed up.
Good putt.
It's still a good putt.
Lovely putt.
Now he's not too happy with it because he's such a doggone good putter. And a lot of people would be very happy with that.
Look at that stare.
Of course, this man's a good putter too. A lot of feel, and this kind of putt is feel. You just sort of paint this ball into the hole.
No.
What's that? Now that was good speed, and he's still.
Now, opportunity for the Americans. This will be for a win. They could put them within 2. Still an uphill battle, but not out of sight. All right, a winner, Payne Stewart, knocking it in. So they come within 2 with 4 holes to play.
Ian Wisdom, 17th fairway.
155, Jack. Just playing a little 9-iron.
Playing it well. My goodness. Seems every time we look up, Peter, this young man is brilliant.
Yes, he's striking the ball so well.
Now Larry Mize for birdie.
And if they ever needed one, it's now with Woozy so close.
Oh, wasn't that lovely? Wisdom in there tight for almost a sure birdie, and they keep the match alive with that putt. Very courageous putt by Larry Mize. Missed for a half. She did again. Brilliant golf here at the 17th hole. Wisdom and Faldo remain one up.
There, and this is Sandy Lyle at 15.
Super tells the story. They have 2 putts to win this hole, but pulled up.
Sometimes laying up is harder to do than making one.
Yeah. Well, they conceded, and they go 3 up with 3 holes to play. So they are dorming. Before you write any letters, the team that's ahead is, in fact, the one that's dorming. Woosnam. Trying to play it very cozy there.
That was, well, he had to.
Yep.
I mean, the worst they can do is just get a half point. So there's where he can take a little chance to be cute with it.
Now they're 3. The Americans are 2. The Americans win, the match is had. 17th fairway now. The American shot, Ben Crenshaw. Oh my goodness.
Let's get it so
late,
close,
guys.
we just kick it away. Well,
We're going to lay.
it's still life to get a half a point.
Yep.
And at this point, this thing, unless they get going, Jim, they're going to have to sweep this afternoon.
An unusual thing. There's the score at the moment, but there's more to go in this morning round. 4th shot on the par 4. Nick Faldo taking his turn in this alternate shot play. This afternoon, 4-ball match, which each player on each team plays his ball all the way, the better ball of each team to count for their score in that hole.
To look at the face of this club, Jim, where he's been practicing, you can just see the little mark he's worn out there that shows you hours of practice.
He knew it right away. It was a little weak. So they'll have that for a 5. Meanwhile, the Americans lie 2. Larry Nelson, PGA champion. That didn't miss by too much.
Beautiful shot.
Even though it's been warming up, Larry's kept that sweater on all the way around. Hal Sutton now for the birdie. All right, now they have that one to win the hole and have the match. Lanny Watkins on the 16th green must make this putt or this match is over. Just to win the hole. Well, one thing you got to say, they're not quitting, they're not giving up.
No one is, Jim, and you see some of the greatest shots, putts, plays, bunker shots like Woosnam played, Larry Nelson played. It's really wonderful to watch.
Back to 18, this to win the hole. Larry Mize. There's Captain Tony Jacklin of the Europe side. Non-playing captain. There it is. A comeback for Hal Sutton and Larry Mize. They get a half with Woosnam and Faldo, a half a point for each team.
It's something you'll see a lot of, too. You just saw Dan Pohl and Andy Bean there. You see a lot of this week when the team members that didn't play this morning will be out watching and pulling for their side.
Seve Ballesteros. A half on this hole, remember. Give them the match because they're 2 up. So
It's match
Americans
play.
win another, and here they go. On to the last hole. Sandy Lyle, 17. Longer hit an iron, remember, to that point. He didn't want to be any further right than that. The trees. But that's just fine.
Nicely done.
Back to 18 again. Very smart idea, I think, on the part of Captain Tony Jacklin to pair the older Spanish golfer with the younger Spanish golfer. They can converse in their own language, talk to their caddy.
Well, that's a good pairing, as you said. I wouldn't break that team up.
No. Somebody said sit down. Whoop, whoops. Bunker. Bunker.
Hope glimmering slightly, but we've got the American team in that fairway bunker.
There are about 3,000 people here from overseas, most of them Britons, as you saw there. And they've been very vocal, very sportsmanlike, very vocal. Now, Crenshaw drove in the right bunker, remember. And they must win this hole. He hit a little behind
Alley,
it, I
did you
think.
see?
Hit behind it. And
That's what happens in the sand when you have an awkward stance there, and he almost got it there anyhow.
yeah.
But that leaves a tough little shot for Crenshaw in this alternate shot thing.
However, the Europe team is bunkered, so not over. Speaking of bunkers, Manny Watkins from the bunker on 17. Their 3rd shot on this par 4, a good one.
He won't quit. He's a good hard player. This is a neat, tough little shot. He's got to really try to play it cute like we just saw Woosnam do a second ago. Not much green between that bunker and the flag.
Oh, let's put it in the bunker. He put it in the bunker. Bunkered in 3. Bunkered in 1, bunkered in 3.
If you play
Unusual
golf,
for Ben.
yes, it is, and for players of this caliber, but if you play golf long enough, and you know Jack wishes he was out there. Yeah, Jose just needs to get this out on the green. I mean, the American team is in the bunker in 3, and this is his 3rd shot. He's working over this thing quite a long time. Now, this has a slope to it from left to right, but
He's really aiming left. So they can get down in 2 from there or 5. It looks like this match is about over.
well, unless Payne should hold his.
Well, I say, I'm
Yes.
talking about the probables, not the Bob Tways. Sandy Lyle.
Well, you do know that Payne made that same shot just ahead of Tway.
That's
at
right.
the PGA that year. A couple
Same.
of groups in front of him.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. Another point goes to the European side. Sandy Lyle and Bernhard Langer. The winners by 2 up with 1 to play. So the points keep falling away, and the joy keeps growing over here.
And we see where Stewart came out to. Ben needs his putt for a bogey. Any chance left?
Come on.
Okay. Well, still and all, one would think that Ballesteros and Olazabal could get down in 2 from here.
2 putts to win the match. You can see it should swing from, if you're sitting in your living room.
They have a 5-point lead, and this is serious for the Americans.
Tim, this afternoon, if the Americans don't make a sweep, I think they're going to be winning here for the first time.
American pessimism creeping in, with some justification. Our first win on American soil for 60 years is now more than just a dream. Europe have captured the second morning foursomes by 2.5 to 1.5. Incidentally, that half from Woosnam and Faldo dented their 100% record. But Europe lead in the overall match by 8.5 points to 3.5. For the afternoon four balls, Eamon Darcy is brought in for the first time, alongside Gordon Brand Jr., but they go down 3-2. Jacqueline is still relying on the other three successful pairings, and Woosnam and Faldo are once more in crushing form. They lead by 5 holes, and there are only 5 to play.
They only require a half, the European team members here, to win a point. Woosnam just a little swing back and a flick up.
But it looks like he swings the same at everything.
Yeah, I know.
Very comfortably.
And he's just peppered the flag every time. He's carrying on the great traditions of Di Reese and Brian Huggett and another tigerish Welshman. Strange has already played, hit a good one. Now Tom Kite.
Again, that's what he does so well. Any short irons, wedges.
3 cracking shots there, David. 4 indeed.
Let's see if it stays. He's losing ground here.
And that's the quality of golf these days at this high level. Kite for a 3, and he's got it, I fancy. Yes, lovely putt. Lovely putt. So now it's left to Ian Woosnam. Woosnam has a putt for a birdie 3 to win the match, which he does with nonchalant ease. And that's a tremendous win again for Faldo and Woosnam. What a pairing they've been. And Woosnam coming out of this, the real red Welsh dragon, belching out fire and flames. The final pair, Lyle and Langer. Here's Bernhard Langer. He and Sandy Lyle 1 up on Larry Nelson and Larry Wilkins. A fine shot. Sandy Lyle, his partner's ball, is also on the green. They're just coming into view on the left. So 1 up, and both the European players with shortish putts for birdies here at the 12th.
Larry Nelson, who previous to this year's Ryder Cup had not lost a match in 9 matches. Easy looking swing.
They seem to like it. Now, that was unlucky. That could well have just stopped for him on the first or second bounce. Looks good.
Looks perfect.
Looks pretty good. And now pressure on Larry Nelson with this.
Just get it started down the hill.
Nelson for a 2 to halve the hole, and oh, it's away to the left. Lyle and Langer bringing up the tail end of the field, win the hole with that fine birdie 2.
Looks as though he aims a little to the right to me, Peter, but of course Sam Snead did the same thing, and he had a fair record for about 50 years.
So did Bobby Locke.
Oh, yes.
He's got a very good reputation from this range, this young man. As a rule, he pops them in. That's a good shot. He's got a good putt at the hole for a birdie. Now Hal Sutton, second to the 14th.
It's right on line if he's hit the right distance.
Great shot.
Peter, here's a man, Larry Mize, that won at Augusta this spring, as you well know, that doesn't get a lot of credit really for how well he plays or how long he is off the tee. Not on this particular hole, because this is a layup hole, but He's surprisingly long. Look at this, a 2.
Great, 2 marvelous shots there. That looks like a certain 3 for the US there. Would you believe it? Well, here's Sandy Lyle with a clean view of the green. Well, they say wonderful shot. Are they right?
A little left.
Not anymore, Rossi.
No, that was a nice break in off the bank.
He's got it right at the pin.
Oh, great shot. Superb shot from Hal Sutton. Now, the 15th and the final match. This is Lanny Watkins' 3rd shot. This is recorded. Lyle, remember, is some 15 feet behind the pin in 2. Watkins has played some super shots with his pitching wedge today. Oh, and there's another one. But you were saying, David, how he could spin the ball. He certainly got some spin on that one. He's got this for an eagle 3, this to win the hole, and to go 3 up. Could be good. It really is a cruncher. Lyle has been fantastic with the putter today. Well, we've seen this man chip in a few times over the years. And even if he does hole this, Hal Sutton has got a shortish putt for a birdie too. Well, that's the way you do it. So Sutton for a 2 to win the hole and go 2 up. Yes, he got it. Well done. He deserved the hole 1. 2 up, 2 to play. The United States. 3 up and 3 to play the match behind. So Lyle and Langer could close out the match here for Great Britain and Europe. And Sandy Lyle with this putt, this for a 2, and this to win the match.
This would be a 3-3-2 finish also.
And that doesn't look a million miles away. Oh, say it. That really
Green must be untrue.
Oh.
The magic man missed that.
Nice, say that looked in. A great effort from Lyle.
This putt shouldn't have much break to it. In the hole. Let's get it started. Left.
Yes, well held. Great 2. That's a tremendous 2 from Watkins and a wry smile from Larry, and well done, partner. Ooh, well done, partner. So Ballesteros has to hold his to keep the match alive. No, drifts away, and Ballesteros and Olazaba lose to Hal Sutton and Larry Mize. 2 and 1. A very good match indeed.
Bob, what about Sandy's shot here? Those trees bother him in the least?
Not at the least. David, got a 9-iron.
I don't see any way for me to get it closed otherwise.
Little too bold.
Oops.
It's not over yet.
That's the one place you didn't want to put it.
Well, I don't think Watkins will hang about. I think he'll fire straight at the flag. That looks to be on line. Jack Nicklaus there, Curtis Strange. Jack seems to have aged a bit today. But here's a great moment. Now Watkins putting for a 2 to win the hole, to take the match up the 18th. All the way. I tell you what, that is terrific stuff. And Lyle first to go, looking for a good, straight, clean hit. Once more into the breach, dear friends. Now, as he pushed it, pulled it, got it on line. Got it on line.
What a shot.
Peter, this is the 36th hole for these guys, too, and they're still hitting great shots. I mean, that's something we haven't talked too much about.
Oh, they're all young and fit, and they can do 36 holes in a day. Here's Larry Nelson's second shot, and will it roll back a little bit? May do. And finally comes to rest. Now Watkins. 1, 2, 3, bang.
It was like a fast gun.
Looked to start it a little right. Has he drawn it in? I think he likes it.
He's played a draw.
Oh, it was a great shot, wasn't it? Marvelous shot. And it's gone past the flag. Great stuff. Now Langer's second for the final hole. Well, it's an oh so when you come to the end of a perfect day, and I think this has been a perfect exhibition of golf. Been tremendous, absolutely incredible. That was just amazing. Lyle shot first with perhaps the least pressure, and then Mize and Watkins firing in marvelously, and then finally, and I think they've conceded Langer's putt. I think he's so close to the hole, we didn't see them pick the ball up, but I think it's been conceded, and it's all over.
Lanny did pick it up, Peter.
It's been conceded, and Europe win.
Lyle and Langer win 2 up, and the 4-ball matches end all square, 2 points apiece. And so, with just the final day's 12 singles to come, Europe lead 10.5 to 5.5. They now need 4 points to win the match. Sunday's singles: Woosnam against Bean. Clark, who hasn't played since the first morning, faces Pole. Torrance, who's also been resting, plays Mize, and Faldo meets Calcavecchia. Olazabal is matched with Stewart. Rivero against Simpson. Lyle plays Kite, and Darcy faces Ben Crenshaw. Now this match is crucial because Crenshaw has problems. In a fit of pique, he's broken his putter. Now he has to putt with a wedge. Moreover, Ben's mind is also on his wife, who's expecting a baby at any moment. And by the way, it was a girl. And the last 4 matches: Langer v Nelson, Ballesteros against Strange, Brown against Watkins, and Brand Jr. versus Sutton. We go back to the Darcy-Crenshaw match. It's reached the 12th, and Eamon is 3 up.
Now, first look possibly of Eamon Darcy's swing. Now, this is his very own swing. This is a little bit different than you might see the purists tell you how to play golf.
Unlike anyone else's.
But it must work because he's here and there's a lot of Europeans at home. Just observe at home, please. The right elbow.
Ooh. That is some right elbow. A lot of motion in that.
Ben better get going here. Dangerous little pin position there. Hit it in the water here the other day in one of his matches. Yesterday morning's match.
Not this time.
Made up for that.
Ian Woosnam at 17, and he's found the bunker.
This was a few moments ago, and that bunker is very hard play out of there, but he is a good bunker player, Woosnam.
Back to Crenshaw, putting with, appears to be like, ooh, and a little upset with himself. The word we have from the golf course is that Ben sort of banged his putter on the ground after missing a putt on the 6th, and it broke.
They'll do that every once in a while. Of course, Little Ben's seen a lot of airtime, too. And
Little Ben being the putter.
Yes.
Andy Bean's 3rd shot at 17. He's just 1 up on this par 4 hole, his 3rd shot. Ooh, too much, but it did pull up rather fortunately for him.
Jim, he had to pitch out from the hazard. He drove in the hazard, and he had to pitch out, and he pitched too far. He pitched across the fairway into the short rough, and that didn't enable him to put any kind of spin on the ball at all.
But remember now that Woosnam is in the bunker, so the hole is not over. Eamon Darcy at 12, a moment ago, putting for a par. In slow motion, of course, and he missed it. So Ben won that hole and is just 2 down now. Now, Woosnam. Well, he's going to have one he'll have to study, but he's in a little better shape than Andy Bean is on the par 4.
Looks like a tough little shot here. That taller fringe may just bother him a little.
Not enough.
Left himself a little work to be completed.
For the bogey 5. So we had gotten down to Rivera and Simpson. You see Larry Nelson 2 up now on Bernard Langer. Tom Kite still 1 up on Lyle. Ballesteros 2 up on Curtis Strange. Brand 4 up on Hal Sutton. And of course they're still in the front 9. Lanny Watkins 1 up on Ken Brown. On tape, Woosnam for the par. Nope, nope, and he's left himself something for the bogey 5. So
nerves are a little frayed by everyone.
Well, let's go over to Ben Crenshaw then on the 13th fairway. He's just 2 down now. Putting with looks like what looks like a sand wedge.
It would be a sand iron. This is going to turn out just fine. Look how fast this is.
Stay with us. It looks like this could be an interesting afternoon. Ian Woosnam for 5 on the par 4 17th hole. He's 1 down.
Bean still has a putt for a 5, just a little inside of that.
All right. Now over to you, Andy Bean.
That's a little wear and tear on your nerves there. You can see him shaking his head.
Back to 13 now. Eamon Darcy leading Ben Crenshaw by 2. 13th hole, 442-yard par 4, remember? In the Republic of Ireland. Era. Flying elbow again.
But as Peter pointed out, it gets right back in there through the ball. And
how is it
for
results? Andy Bean now to have the hole and remain 1 up.
Missed
He's got it.
I thought he missed it on the left.
Of the tradesman's entrance there, but he is 1 up. He's Dormy. He can't lose the match. The worst he can get is a half a point.
Well, that ball rolling down there was Eamon Darcy's putt for a 3 at the 13th. And we'll go to the 17th. Howard Clark in the second match against Pole. The match is all square. Clark's second shot. Woosnam missed a great opportunity of squaring his match here by putting his second into the back bunker. But Clark has played a gem of a shot there. That's probably no more than 5 feet at the very most. Beautiful shot from Howard Clark. Back to Crenshaw. Oh, now he has been putting with a sand iron. And Crenshaw, doesn't matter what he uses, was I think a 1 or a 2 iron. Crenshaw wins the hole. We'll go to the 18th. This is the first match, and Bean 1 up this final spectacular hole to play. 437 yards. Ian really wants to hit it at the sort of right-hand end of the clubhouse.
Little draw on it,
I think the ground might just swing him in. He needs a good one here. He can get out of this with a half. That's a very good shot indeed. Very upright style, powerful hitter, good striker. Nicholas likes it. Oh, that was a nice bounce in, though.
But dangerous, huh?
Could have gone the other way, yes. Good shot, though. Woosnam will have to hold his.
Just a moment ago, this is Dan Pole at the difficult 17th. He living dangerously there with a second shot. Even with Howard Clark. Oh, what a nice attempt. And here's Howard Clark live.
I fancy if he gets the speed right, Clark needs to aim this just at the right lip.
Oh, just like Woosnam. Huh?
No good tapping that down. That wasn't struck firmly enough.
My, oh my.
So great chance missed on the 17th by the opening two Europeans, Woosnam and Clark.
All right, here's the recap at the moment. In these 12 single matches, remember the United States needs 8.5 to tie, 9 to win. And they're leading here in the first match, which is at the final hole now, as Bean is 1 up. The next 2 matches even. Calcavecchio 1 up over Faldo, and Stewart 1 up at the moment over Olazabal. Then Darcy now 1 up over Crenshaw, had been 3 up. Rivero and Simpson even. Nelson now has gone 3 up over Langer. Kite 1 up over Lyle. Ballesteros 3 up over Strange. Brand 3 up over Sutton. And Lanny Watkins 2 up over Brown. First match at the final hole, and Woosnam now with his downhiller for a birdie. He is 1 down to Andy Bean.
Just over-borrowed it.
But you're looking at one of golf's next superstars right there, we think. Now we have Eamon Darcy, the 14th. He is 1 up on Ben Crenshaw, but he has just lost 2 holes.
No, he's, I think, maybe getting a little tense. He's pulled that away, up onto the cart track.
Cart path, and
that shot into the gallery.
now at the 15th green, we have Calcavecchia for birdie. Oh, yes, then the rookie puts it in very nicely. He is 1 up on Faldo, but Faldo has a birdie attempt there too. But let's go to 18 now, and Andy Bean.
Well, he might ask to see that one in. He wishes it was 6 inches closer.
Did Woosnam concede it? He did indeed. The match is over. Bean wins it 1 up, and the United States gets a point. Woosnam conceding Andy Bean the putt.
Yes, Woosnam missed his chance at the 17th hole after Bean was in trouble, and Woosnam could only get a 5 at the par 4 17th hole. And so Bean scores the first point of the day for the United States, and that's just the sort of lead-off we wanted. Now, the next 2 matches behind are all square, so it's very important for both sides that they get a good result out of those.
Faldo for birdie and a half at 15 with Calcavecchia. So Calcavecchia remains 1 up as this match moves to the 16th tee.
Darcy's pulled it away up into the gallery. I don't think he's got any chance of getting down in 2. Oh, lovely shot from Crenshaw. Crenshaw should square the match here.
This is match number 2 at the 18th. Dan Pohl drove it into that fairway bunker. This match is even coming in here. Whether that's in the bunker or in the grass bank.
That was a very good attempt from there, though, Jack. He appeared to be fairly near the front face of that bunker. He did very well to get as far as that. We'll see where Howard Clark is. Clark missed a great opportunity at the 17th, missing a putt of about 4.5 feet. You can see he's off the fairway. There's a rule of official there. He's getting a drop for whatever reason.
So there it is. I don't know whether he has any tree trouble here or not. As we look at the 2 captains, Tony Jacklin and Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah, Howard may have to just get a little bit of draw on this, but from this position he must now concentrate on just trying to find the green and get a 4. Nothing fancy. His opponent is 30 yards from the flag in 2 shots.
Oh, great shot.
Oh, unlucky.
Now.
Oh, it stuck, but I thought that might have screwed back into the bunker. That was a little bit unlucky there. He was, that ball could easily have spun forward and gone very close. Clark still got some work to do to get down in 2 from there.
All right, we're back at 14. Eamon Darcy, you remember, hit it into the crowd. Ed Snead is there. What happened?
Well, Jack, there was some discussion as to whether or not someone threw it out of the gallery for Eamon to come back down the hill. He actually pulled the ball 30 or 40 yards to the left of the pin up on the hill. But the observer said that the ball never came to rest, and it came down to the cart path and just the other side of the cart path. And so the official on the scene declared the ball in play there. That's Bill Clark of the PGA.
So here's the shot he hit from there. So he's 3 there. Match number 2 between Pole and Howard Clark. 3rd shot for Dan.
Difficult shot too. We thought he might have been in sand, which would have been much easier. This is it looks as if the breeze might be a little bit again. Oh, he's topped it. It was a little
now
edgy,
in the bunker.
Yeah, edgy, nervy one.
This is the 17th. Larry Mize and Sam Torrance. This match even.
So I presume it's Mize's 3rd shot. He's got a long chip and run.
And Crenshaw up above on the left for a birdie at 14.
Crenshaw, of course, putting with a 1 or a 2 iron. He's alternating between a long iron and the front edge of his pitching wedge, but he's still odds on to win this hole, I fancy.
Now at 18, hole. That's the 4th shot. Oof. Now Sam Torrance at 17.
3rd shot. Mize has chipped up from the front to within about 4 feet. Sam with a very difficult shot. Mize suddenly has a great chance here, perhaps to sneak ahead. This match all square.
Darcy at 14. Ooh,
It was there if he'd hit it. It's a 5 for Darcy. And over the last 2 or 3 holes, Eamon's nerve ends have got a bit raw.
This is for a win at 14 for Crenshaw, and his 3rd straight win. And it went in with the 1 iron, and he has won the last 3 holes to bring this match to even, moving up to the par 5 15th.
Yeah, big strain on Darcy, but not so much strain on Clark. No, you've got 3 putts to win the match. There's one of them. That doesn't matter. He's still got, it's still not being conceded.
What you say is right, Peter. I don't think that Dan understands what
No.
that actually. I got caught in this in '65.
Yeah,
Didn't
it's
quite know
conceded.
what to do. Yes, that's right.
I think Jack has probably told him, you know, it's all over. So that's 1 and 1. Clark scores the first points for the Great Britain and Europe side. And that was a very important win because it rather looks as if Torrance has got a dogfight on his hands behind on the 17th green. So at the moment, 2 matches in and 1 point apiece. To the 17th green now. Sam Torrance has putted and missed, and Mize has this putt to go 1 up and 1 to play. Mize, who's putted so beautifully all week.
Larry Mize, 1 up over Sam Torrance.
All right, looking down the scoreboard to the 4th match on the left-hand column, you see that Mark Calcavecchia is leading Nick Faldo 1 up after 16 holes, but they're having an interesting contest from the sand on 17 right now. Faldo has already come out. Here is Calcavecchia trying to come up. what a touch on that. Beautiful shot.
A lot easier bunker to play from there than the one behind the green where Faldo was. The screen's going away from him, Jim, and there's not a lot of green there from the fringe to the pin. We've seen this happen so many times here, and that's a wonderful shot. That's the closest we've seen anyone get.
However, there's a good deal, well, not action at the moment, but discussion on the 18th fairway. Larry Mize has some kind of a problem, has requested a ruling. Bob Rosberg's out there. What's the deal, Bob?
Mize drove in the left-hand hazard. He did not drive in the water. He drove on the side of the bank, but in a terrible lie. Now, he did have line-of-sight relief for one of our permanent cameras, but in moving the ball around to a spot where he would have had a shot, he would have had to drop it in the water, so he would have had no shot at all.
We want to go back for Nick Faldo right now, Bob. His par putt on 17. All right, he's hanging in there. One down to Mark Calcavecchia, retaining some hope. This is a free drop because he had a problem with our television tower?
No,
he still got a penalty.
No, he would have had to drop the ball into the water to get away from our television tower.
All right. Calcavecchia needs this one. If he makes it, he can do no worse than a half a point apiece.
Ties aren't helping the American team at this point. He has to win the match.
All right, one up with one to play over Nick Faldo.
Sam Torrance is driven perfectly right in the middle of the fairway.
Can he even reach the green from there, Ross?
I don't think so.
Mize one up, but maybe not for long.
Well, he's hit a rocket, I'll tell you that, but it's going to be in the bunker, I think.
Yes, it is. So he lies 3 in the bunker in major trouble. Torrance now playing Larry Mize, remember, his second shot. Mize is 3 in the bunker. And he is perfect. So if he wins this hole, he'll level the match, another half point for the European team. On the 16th hole, reasonably long par 3.
Pin's just over that left-hand bunker there, Jim. The tough position here at 16. Crenshaw's already hit.
I'll show you that in a minute.
You can hear him say fade, so it's obviously a little left.
Well, you can see where Crenshaw's ball is. Now we'll show you how it got there.
I think in match play at this point, it's so important to have the honor if you can hit a good shot.
Which Ben had. Remember, this is on tape.
Be right. Be the stick.
This was it. What a shot. Almost hit the hole.
Beautiful.
If
That's
he
what you
would win
need
this
to do.
match, what a story this would be for the Ryder Cup record books. 3 down, putting with a sand wedge or a 1-iron to come back and level it and perhaps to win. Curtis Strange is at the moment 2 down to Seve, but he has this putt for a win.
Should not play outside the hole with it.
All right, now he's only 1 down. Curtis and Hal Sutton are going to have to make comebacks, it looks like, if the Americans are to have a chance here. Going back to the 18th green now in the travail of Larry Mize. This was just a moment ago. If you remember, he laid 3 in the bunker. Here he was coming out on the par 4 hole. Nope. Long is going to come back. Nope. And now live, here is his putt. For a 5. Wow, pretty good 5.
Pretty good 5, but I'm afraid it's going to be at least 1 too many because Sam Torrance hit a marvelous shot in there. Kept it below the hole just where you want to be and 2 putts to get a tie.
Sam Torrance, 2 years ago, it fell to his honor to score the winning point for the first victory for the other side in almost 30 years. The European side is moving very, very close to victory. Again, the recap. Bean won by 1 up. Howard Clark won by 1 up for Europe. Torrance and Mize ended up even. after Mize led by 1 going into the last hole. Mark Calcavecchia.
This is a 4-iron from 185 yards.
He's on 18, leading Nick Faldo by 1 hole.
A little left.
Well, I think he's cut the bunker. The Americans needing this win vitally. Eamon Darcy for his 3 at 16. And you could see the way he raised up. He knew he didn't have it. He might concede this hole to Ben Crenshaw. Let's see.
No, I would make him putt. Ben doesn't have a putter.
Well, that's right. He's doing pretty well with it.
We'll look at it one time.
Now, Faldo's shot.
From 180 yards. Looks like a 5-iron. I think he's going to try and hit it real hard. But it didn't get up. It's going up the right-hand side.
Oh, yeah, it was running still. And
actually ran too far, Jim. He had the right idea to put it in the right-hand runway there, so it'd leave himself a fairly easy pitch, but he didn't get the best of bounces. He got a very hard bounce.
Ben Crenshaw for a 2. He only needs a 3.
Yeah, maybe a new putter coming from his company there after this week.
Oh,
huh? He even gets hot when he messes it with an iron of some kind.
Right.
Now, wait a minute, Ben.
Don't break the sand wedge. He was conceded, and he goes 1 up in that match for the first time today. Ben was 3 down. Let's move over now as Faldo prepares to hit his shot to Jack Whitaker.
Thank you. This is on tape, Jim, and the Americans are really hanging in there. This is an incredible show because look at this. On tape, Calcavecchia went up with Faldo. Come on back. And now we're going to Olazabal at 17. If he misses it, the match is over, and Stewart will have gotten another point for the United States. Jose Maria. Yes, indeed. A young man who, Peter, he had a brilliant putt at 18 on the better ball the other day to get some very important points, so he's come of age here.
Well, yes, he certainly has. He's putted very well. He's the youngest player on both sides and doing very well. We'll go quickly, though, to the 18th, Calcavecchia. This was taped a moment ago. This is his 4th shot. He's 1 up. Very tricky putt, very quick, easy to go a distance away, but that's beautifully rolled down. It still keeps trundling on. So now this is live, and this match, Calcavecchia is 1 up. Faldo has this putt to square the match and get another half point. Well, he's putted quite beautifully all week, and well, it would be asking a lot for him to hold this, I suppose, but he really has putted superbly. About 5 steps to the hole, 15 feet. This for Faldo at the 18th to square his match with Calcavecchia. Oh, so nearly just caught the edge. A great try. And that's conceded. Calcavecchia has a putt, which I suspect is a little bit longer than it looks on your screen.
All right, here's for a very valuable 1 point for the United States.
All the way.
Well done, well done. Mark Calcavecchia defeats Nick Faldo, 1 up. The United States picks up another point.
We go to the 17th. This next match is crucial too. Crenshaw now 1 up on Eamon Darcy, and just 2 holes left to play. Darcy at one time 3 up.
Eamon's got a perfect angle to the pin, but he's a long way back. He's got about 180 yards, 185 downwind. Hit a great shot.
Oh, beautiful shot, Ed. Wow, getting better all the time.
If Eamon had not gotten so close, I think Ben probably would have played well to the center of the green. But I guess he's going to be going right at it here.
He has no view of the flag, though, Ed, from where he is. Huh?
He's blocked a little bit by the trees, but he might be able to see partially the flag. He's pulled it on the left side of the green and it bounced into the back bunker.
And stayed out of
the grass between the bunkers.
That's
there.
a horrid place.
Terrible, terrible. And they go back to 15, third shot here by Tom Kite.
Yes, Lyle has to win every hole to get a half in this match with Kite.
Well, he'll have a downhiller.
Another yard on that. It could have been the shot of the series. That's what he was trying to do. And he had that laid way back, hoping to just throw it up onto the edge of the green. But now he's in the bunker for 3.
Stewart from about 205 yards with a 4-iron out of the rough.
Oh, great shot. Hold it now. Hold it. Hold it.
Crenshaw's 4th. Great shot. Great. Well, you wouldn't have thought it possible to stop that short of the hole. Great shot. But I think it's a concession. Yes, Ben picks up and moves on.
And this is for birdie. Yes. Well, he has certainly putted well all week here. Has taken to these near field greens very well. And that was Tom Kite trying for a halve to end the match. So it's Kite now 3 up as they move over to the 16th. And here's how everything stands. Andy Bean in with a victory over Ian Woosnam. Clark defeated Dan Pole 1 up. Torrance and Mize ended up even. Calcavecchio defeated Faldo 1 up. And at 18 right now we have Olazabal and Stewart. Stewart 1 up at the moment. Darcy and Crenshaw even going off 18. Simpson 2 up over Rivero. Langer and Nelson even after 15. Kite, as you just saw, dropping to 3 up now after 15. Ballesteros is 2 up. Brand 2 up, and Lanny Watkins 5 up. And Stewart 1 up over Olazabal. Hit a magnificent second considering from where he was, and here he is, 3rd shot.
That's making its way down very nicely indeed. That could close the door.
Is that a nice touch? You don't know how slippery that is.
That, I fancy, has closed the door. It only looks to be about a foot away. And
there's a
Olazabal
concession.
Concedes. A young man from Spain who's acquitted himself very well here this week loses to Payne Stewart, one of America's finest young professionals, on the last green.
Listen to that crowd, too. So the United States picks up another point.
Let's have a report at 18.
Crenshaw drove in the water and has dropped out, playing his 3rd shot. Drove in the water at almost the exact place that Larry Mize did.
And Darcy's where?
Darcy's right down the middle of the fairway.
So that's 3rd shot for Crenshaw into the bunker.
This is Rivero at 17. He is 2 down. He needs this to go on to the 18th, playing Scott Simpson.
Wonderful 2nd shot Rivero put in here. This putt just a little bit right to left. Not enough. And so Scott Simpson, the US Open champion, beats Jose Rivero, and another point for the United States in this sparkling 3rd day's play, which really has everybody biting their nails. This is tremendous stuff. This is the best international golf I think I've ever seen.
United States creeping up.
Crenshaw's played 3 in the bunker, and a half would do the European cause no great harm. Gone too far left, I fancy, unless it's big enough to get out. No, he's followed him. He's in the same bunker as Crenshaw.
But there in one less shot.
there in one less shot, which could be very crucial indeed.
16th green, and Sandy Lyle, who yesterday must have sunk 3,000 miles of putts. Look at this. I think he likes it here at Muirfield Village.
That's a beautiful long putt from Sandy. He played so well yesterday. His figures today have been very uninspiring.
This is Tom Kite at 16. 2 putts to win the match.
Good speed.
Now he has that left to win the match and defeat Sandy Lyle. No, I will not concede. Back to 15 and Ballesteros.
Oh, what a putt.
No, isn't he a magician?
Well, that's a very brave effort. You know, 4, 2 up. He stays 2 up. And only 3 holes left to play.
Kite for the win. And another point for the United States. They needed 9 to win coming into these matches today. They've won 5.5 so far. Now
18th.
Crenshaw.
This is a difficult one. They both got difficult bunker shots here. Jack just eased it, but of course Crenshaw's played 1 more. And Darcy's had the opportunity of looking at the pace of that shot. That's Curtis Strange tapping in for his birdie at the 15th. So he and Seve halved that hole. And Seve remains 2 up and 3 to play. And now what's going to happen here? This is Darcy's 3rd shot. Usually a very sound bunker player. That's pretty good.
This for bogey. Even in his match with Darcy coming in here. Yes. Bogey 5.
Wonder what thoughts are going through Tony's mind.
Don't hit it too hard.
Just roll it
Yes.
in. That's a crucial point. A crucial point, and sadness for Crenshaw, who played most of the round without his putter. He leant on it or banged it, and it broke. And Darcy, who was 3 up at one time and then got a fit of the jitters, well, in the end was helped by Crenshaw driving in the rough. But that is a tremendous point scored by Darcy. He's played in 4 Ryder Cups, and he'd only halved a couple of matches in 4-ball competition. This is the first single point he's won, and what a time to do it.
And that gets him ever so close now to complete victory.
Let's go to the 17th tee now. Seve Ballesteros up there, trying to close out his match with Curtis Strange. '17th, par 4, 430 yards. There you see some of the homes of Muirfield Village behind.
Beautiful, Seve.
He is right in the center of the fairway. Perfect drive.
Place you're supposed to be. Quite long, too, it looks like. Look at that fairway. It looks like a green. Curtis Strange has to win both of the remaining holes to get a half.
He's lost this to the right a little bit, Jim. He could catch the rough here.
We see it. Yep, he's going into the second cut of the rough. It's sitting up pretty well, it looks like.
Well, with the pin on the right, he's going to have a very tough time getting this ball close to the hole.
We can see that with the trees.
This is a 4-iron from 185.
Good shot.
Beautiful shot there.
Larry Nelson has a strange sort of lie. I don't think it's going to affect him, David, but he is on the side of a divot.
That's when you have to have discipline, Jim, and just say, all right, just make the best swing you can. Don't try to correct anything because the lie's a little funny. You can see all that new sand they put in flying.
Got to
there.
go, I think.
Way short. Seve Ballesteros, 17th fairway.
Playing an 8-iron, Jim, from about 160 yards downwind.
He only needs a half here to win the match. And to retain the cup for Europe. Now up on the 18th, Larry Nelson.
Here it goes.
Just that short. Son of a German carpenter who I suspect didn't even know what the game of golf was, but they happened to live reasonably near one of the few golf courses in Germany. And the young Mr. Lunger caddied there. Oh, well. Well, that should do it.
I couldn't tell how close that is.
Well,
Larry's going to say
that's
nice
it.
going.
And it is all over. Even though the Ballesteros match has not finished, he can do no worse than get a half a point. That assures them of at least 14 in the match, at least a tie in total points, and the tie retains the cup for Europe.
An incredible week here.
It was the signal for all-out celebration by Europe's supporters and players. The Johnny Walker team had retained the Ryder Cup. We'd won in America for the first time.
Tony, we're going to bear with you here. I know this is a tremendous experience for you, and I know you're very emotional. You've won some great tournaments in your lifetime, and I know this must compare favorably to that.
Oh, well, this compares more. This is the greatest week of my life. That's what I say.
United States' domination of world golf had at last been overcome. Europe's win would push the sport into an exciting new era.